and based on that we are going to understand some more concepts. And only 2 weeks left, and I hope everyone is preparing very well for the upcoming examination, which is scheduled from 26th February. Okay, if I'm talking about accounting paper, that is scheduled on 27th February. So this is a correct time when you should revise whatever you read, and what strategy I already explained in my special lectures. Okay, so you should follow that, and you should just prepare very well for the examination. Okay, and so let's start today's session. One update also from our side, that is our sale is live. That means you can avail 80% discount on every JAIIB and CAIIB product. So like you can purchase mock tests, you can subscribe any batches that is currently running, like MCQs batch, revision batch, and in that batches you can just avail the code Y422, and with this code you can just get the maximum discount, which is 80%. So you only have to apply Y422 coupon code and you can get the maximum discount. One also update from our side, that is our MCQs batch that is currently running, where I am your AP faculty and I am explaining you 1000 possible questions that may come in your examination, as well as revision batch is also continuing. So you can just subscribe both the batches for complete for clearing the examination of the accounting paper as well as the other exam papers. Okay, so let's start with the question number first, that is related to your bond. Okay, so like I just a 1 minute. Okay, so like I always explain how you can solve the questions of the bond, okay, in the exam. So like in this question, the question that is given, a bond having face value that is worth 1000 rupees, and it bears a coupon rate of 12% and has a maturity period of the 3 years. Okay, so whenever you have to solve any questions of the bond, like I always explain, if you just find the face value of the bond and the coupon rate is given, so just you have to understand that is annual interest earned. The first thing you always have to understand, like annual interest earned, that will be equal to your 1000 rupees, and coupon rate, that will be your 120 rupees, that would be your annual interest earned. Okay, so sometimes you will get the questions for the 2 marks in the exam, and sometimes these kind of the questions you will get the in the 1 marks. Okay, so like I always just try to just explain many things in only one questions. Okay, so like whenever you see the face value of the bond and the coupon rate, so you do not have to be confused between, like here it is also one of the rate of return of the bond is given, so you do not have to be confused between these percentages, like what percent will be applied on the face value. Just remember that every time only coupon rate, if we are going to calculate an annual interest earned, so only coupon rate will apply on your face value of the bond. Okay, so by applying, you will get the annual interest earned, that is your 120 rupees. Fine. Okay, after that, the question is like it has a maturity period of the 3 years, so that means in the 1 year you will get the annual interest, that is 120 rupees. In the another year you will get the interest, that is 120 rupees, and in the third year you will get the interest 120, as well as the face value of the bond, that is given 1000 rupees. So this is for your first year, this is for the second year, and this is for the third year, right? Okay, so now if I'm talking about what is the rate of return of the bond, that is given 10%, right? So if we have to actually calculate the present value in terms of the future cash inflow, what we have to calculate, we have to calculate present value in terms of the future cash inflow. That's why it is known as what, like here it is term given, that is present value interest factor annuity. This is what is the full form of this, that is present value interest factor annuity, and here it is given present value interest factor, right? So if I say that is annuity, what we understand by the annuity is nothing but your series of the payment, like we are getting in the future like 120 rupees, 120 rupees, 120 rupees, and this is a kind of the series of the payment at a regular interval. That's why it is a kind of the annuity. That's why we apply this formula into our interest earned. Okay, so present value interest factor annuity, that is already given 2.487. so what we have to do for calculating the present value of the bond, that is just write 120 rupees and you will get and you will get 3 years. You will get 120 rupees in the 3 years. That means for the 3 years the value is already given 2.487. So just multiply with this, plus now we know that the face value of the bond, that is 1000 rupees, which is we are getting, like if we are investor and if we purchase a bond, if we are the bond holder, that means for the 3 years we are getting 120 rupees, and in the last year we will get the 1000 rupees as well. Okay, so this 1000 rupees is only for the one time. That means here present value interest factor is given, and just multiply with the point, just a 1 minute. Okay, just multiply with the 0.751 and you will get the value. Just solve this, and with this value you will get the 298.44 plus 751, and the total value that will be equal to your 1049.44. This is how we can solve questions in the exam. Okay, so just understand how we just solve these kind of the questions in the exam. Just understand, suppose that we are the bond holder, this is a bond and we are the bond holder, and in the bond we will get the interest like in the maturity period of the 3 years, if I'm talking about. So this is the interest, this is the interest, and this is the interest plus principal, okay, for the third year. So like what you have to do, look, we know that the formula of the present value, and that is equal to your future value and divided by the 1 plus r to the power n, right? Okay, so we have to, if we have to calculate the present value of the bond, that means for the first year we have to calculate the present value, for the second year we have to calculate the present value, for the third year we have to calculate the present value of the bond. Okay, so like if I say that 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power n, so this is we understand as a present value interest factor, right? Okay, so this is actually given in the questions, like already the value is already given here. Okay, so like what you have to do here, like if you have to just solve this question, so 120 divided by the 1 plus rate of interest, which is given 0.1, and this is for the first year. 120 1 plus 0.1 to the power 2, it is for the second year, and 120 it is divided by the 1 plus 0.1 to the power 3, it is for the third year. You know, the all calculation which is already given in the terms of the present value interest factor terms. Okay, like we have to solve, and this calculation is more complicated when we are going to solve. So instead of writing this, the all calculation is already given in the question, so you only have to just multiply with the 2.487 to the 120, which is your interest for every year. Okay, so that's why it is a factor of the present value interest factor annuity, right? So this is a factor of the present value interest factor annuity, and this is your interest earned for every year, and plus the 1000, and this is multiplied with a 0.751, which is also the factor value it is given 0.751. Okay, so the right answer that would be a 1049.44. I hope it is now clear for everyone. The another question. So another question that is related to your foreign exchange arithmetic. So you have to do nothing in this question, like you have to only find out, like in this question it is given euro versus rupees. So you have to calculate the euro rupees relationship here. So what you have to do, look, the second term which is given here, that is euro, and just write in this way, that is euro 0.7587, that is equal to $1, and $1 which is also can write as a 42.8450. Okay, so just write here 42.850, and this is given like this. So you can get the relationship between the euro and rupees, that is equal to the 42.8450 divided by the 0.7587, and which just solve this and tell me what will be the answer of this question. What will be the answer? So the answer that would be your 56.47, isn't it? So that will be your relationship between the euros and rupees. So simply you have to do in this question, like euro rupees relationship it is given. So just second equation that you can write as a euro, because you have to first find out the euro versus rupee relationship. So you can just write the second equation in like this. Okay, And meanwhile, you also know that that is $1 which is equal to the 42.8450. So just write in this way and just solve, and you will get the answer of this question. I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay, so now attempt another question. Another question is very good. If I say the balance of the cash book, this is kind of the question which is called a conceptual questions. Okay, and in the JAIIB examination, in the paper 2, you will get the conceptual as well as the numerical questions both. So you have to understand here, like in this question, the balance of the cash book is overcast by the 500 rupees, and starting point is overdraft as per the passbook. That means your passbook balance which is given in the overdraft term, or say in the credit term. Okay, so I always explained you, if the passbook balance is given, so just write here cash book balance, right? And the second step, which is say cash book and passbook here, and because here cash book, so just encircle this, and the second term which is given here, the balance of the cash book is overcast by the 500 rupees. That means that you actually overcast your cash balance with a 500 rupees. Overcast, that means when you just write the value, or say whenever you just record any transactions more than its realized value, or say more than its value, then it is known as an overcast, right? Suppose that you have to write 1000 rupees, or say you have to record 1000 rupees in the cash balance. Instead of writing 1000, you actually write down the, or say you actually record 1500 rupees. So that is known as a overcast, right? So if I say that is cash book and passbook balance, here it is given, and you just maintain the cash book with the overcast of the 500 rupees. That means in the passbook, this transactions will be 0. Okay. And if I say cash book balance is greater than or lower than the passbook balance, so the answer that would be yes, cash book balance will be the greater than the passbook balance. So if it is greater than, so just write, suppose that the any value it is given like minus x. Okay, just suppose that minus x, the value it is given, overdraft as per the passbook balance is given. So you have to add in that value 500 rupees, okay, for calculating the cash book balance. So the correct option, that would be your second, the amount would be added here. I hope it is clear for everyone. So that would be your right option in this context. I hope it is clear. Okay. So this is kind of the conceptual questions, and in this question you just may be confused in the exam, but you only have to follow your concept, whatever you learned. Okay, now understand another question that is based off your trial balance. Okay, so a purchase that is given 251 rupees from ABC company has been entered in the purchase book as 215 rupees. Okay, debit side of the trial balance is 17,364 rupees. Assuming no other error, what should be the total, the credit column of the trial balance, right? Okay, so we have to understand that whenever we are talking about a trial balance question, that means if we are talking about the trial balance, so what we understand by the trial balance, that is our debit side will be equal to our credit side, right? Okay, the another thing that is given, like you just having a purchase that is of 251 rupees, but instead of writing this 251 rupees, you just actually posted 215 rupees, okay, which is wrong, right? So first we have to understand in the trial balance what components we keep under the debit side and what component we keep under the credit side. If we know that, from that we can just make what exactly happened, right? So if I say whenever we are talking about any trial balance, so in the trial balance, in the debit side we keep assets, just say we keep assets, all the expenses, all the losses we keep under the debit side, and in the under the credit side we keep liabilities, our incomes and gains. So these all we keep under the credit side. Okay, so now just understand, if we have to showing a purchase from the ABC company, so in the trial balance where we have to put this transactions, so it is clear, that is we have to put the 251 rupees under the debit side. So just write here 251 rupees. So whenever you find question in the exam that is about the correcting the entry, so like in this transactions, so we know that we have to just post 251 rupees under the debit side. So this would be a correct. And what exactly happened that is, instead of writing 251 rupees, we just mistakenly posted 215 rupees. So that is the wrong state, that is wrong debited, right? So whenever you find any questions related to your rectification of the error, whenever you find any question of the rectification of error, the process you have to follow like this. So by following these processes, you never confuse in any questions. First, you have to make the correct entry. After that, you have to make the wrong entry. Now you clearly understand that you have to debit more 36 rupees, right? Like, look, 250 rupees plus 36, that is equal to 251 rupees. That means we just undercast debit side with a 36 rupees. It is understandable for everyone. That is we have to more debited 36 rupees under the debit side. I hope it is clear to understand. Okay, that's mean, if we have to just posted the 36 rupees more under the debit side, that means, because in the trial balance debit side and credit side will be equal, and credit and debit side, which is currently now 17,364 rupees it is given. Okay, so that's mean, if we add just 36 rupees in this, so we will get the 17,400 rupees, which is also presently showing under the credit side. That's why you just recognize the error, that is the purchase of 251 rupees exactly posted as a 215 rupees. That's why the mismatch has happened between the debit and credit side. So correct option, that would be your 17,400 rupees. I hope it is now clear for everyone. So from this question, we actually understand two concepts here. The first concept, that is, under the trial balance, all debit and credit side, that will be the total debit and credit side, that will be equal. The another thing, what component we keep under the debit side of the trial balance, and what component we keep under the credit side of the trial balance. So the very correct concept you have to understand, that is assets, losses, expenses, all keep under the debit side, while all the liabilities, incomes, gains, we keep under the credit side. I hope it is clear for everyone. So like in this question, the debit side of the trial balance, which is given 17,364 rupees, and we know that it is less debited by the 36 rupees. That means for the correct entry, we have to more debited with the 36 rupees. So when we just add 36 rupees, we will get the 17,400 rupees, which is actually presently in the current in the credit balance of the trial balance. So that would be your answer. I hope it is now clear for everyone. Okay, so that's all for this session. I hope this session is useful for you. And if you are liking our effort, please do not forget to hit the like button on this video. And just revise all the lectures we have taken on the YouTube channel, like all by all faculties. And this is a very correct time when you should just focusing on the right approach towards the examination, and just revise all the things that you already learned, you already read. Okay, so if you have not downloaded the Adda 247 application, just download this and subscribe the Officers Adda 247 YouTube channel, so that you can get the notifications of the live lectures as well as the notifications of the whatever the news is that related to your examination. Okay, so thanks for watching me here, thanks for joining me here. Like this video if you're liking our effort, liking our content, and share this video to your friends so that maximum number of our colleagues can join with us. Okay.